Today, we're not just sharpening our investigative skills, we're donning our deepest thinking caps and preparing to plunge into the most anticipated and, dare I say, the most intriguing installment yet of the Knives Out saga, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Rian Johnson's brilliant, star-studded whodunits have, in just 2 films, carved out a truly unique and beloved space in modern cinema. With Daniel Craig's delightfully peculiar Benoit Blanc returning for his 3rd grand puzzle, expectations were, as always, sky high. But this time, watching the trailers, seeing the early buzz, something felt different, a new current, a darker undertone. So what is this new shade of mystery? Where does Wake Up Dead Man fit into the acclaimed series? And how does it stack up against the best murder mysteries cinema has to offer? Part 1. A new shade of mystery. Plot, tone, and inspiration. While Knives Out gave us the cozy yet cutthroat aristocratic family squabble of the Thromby clan, and Glass Onion delivered sun-drenched satirical tech billionaire antics on a private Greek island, Wake Up Dead Man takes a deliberate and pronounced pivot. It plunges us into a distinctly darker, more gothic milieu, both visually and thematically. Our new setting transports us not to a lavish estate or an exotic locale, but to a seemingly tranquil yet deeply insular, secluded church community in upstate New York. Its focus here is on the shocking murder of a controversial, charismatic Monsignor, Jefferson Wicks. This isn't just a change of scenery, it's a fundamental shift in the very fabric of the mystery. The film, unlike its more expansive predecessors, adopts a rigorous, locked-room mystery structure. This is a clear intentional nod to the golden age of detective fiction, specifically the works of masters like John Dickson Carr, who famously perfected the art of the impossible crime. Monsignor Wicks is found dead inside a seemingly sealed chamber, an inner sanctum off the main altar of the church. How could he have been killed when no one could have entered or exited? It's a true intellectual puzzle box designed to truly stump even the most astute viewer. This focus on the impossible crime, combined with the new setting, informs a significant tonal shift. The film is notably less broadly comedic than Glass Onion, though Johnson's signature wit is certainly still present. Instead, it leans into a more grounded, emotionally richer, and sometimes unsettling atmosphere. There's a tangible sense of unease, of deep-seated secrets simmering beneath the surface of this seemingly pious community. It feels in many ways like a spiritual successor to the original film's Gothic mood, with added layers of solemnity and a touch of the macabre. So the big question is, why the change? Director Rian Johnson has been quite open about his creative philosophy. He explained that he deliberately chases a different experience with each new case for Benoit Blanc, stating quite humbly that he's not good enough to hide it if he's just repeating himself. He doesn't want to fall into a predictable formula. This isn't just about varying the location or the ensemble, it's about exploring new thematic territory. Johnson explicitly wanted this film to be about faith and religion in America, a deeply personal subject for him, drawing from his own religious upbringing. He sought to explore the often complex, sometimes contradictory, and profoundly human elements within the institution of faith. He noted how well the Catholic milieu lends itself to a Gothic atmosphere, providing rich visual and narrative opportunities. From the ornate architecture to the solemn rituals, it's a world ripe for both profound meaning and hidden darkness. This is a film that wants to dig deeper than just whodunit. It wants to ask why and what those reasons reveal about belief itself.
Part 2. What works and what doesn't. Spoiler warning section. Now, for those who have seen the film, or for those who simply can't resist a peek behind the curtain, let's dive into the critical consensus. What makes Wake Up Dead Man resonate so deeply, and where might it have missed a step? Firstly, the locked room puzzle itself is a masterful achievement. The central mystery, Monsignor Wicks found dead inside a seemingly sealed, inescapable chamber off the altar, is almost universally hailed by critics as one of the most ingenious, intricate, and genuinely puzzling of the entire series. It's a proper golden age whodunit, designed not just to entertain, but to truly stump the audience, making you furiously re-examine every detail. It's a testament to Johnson's skill that he can deliver such a classic structure with modern flair. Secondly, and perhaps most surprisingly, is the magnetic performance and central focus on Josh O'Connor's Father Judd Duplessis. Many reviews emphasize that the film feels less like a typical Blanc-centric mystery and more like the profound, character-driven story of Father Judd. He's the kind-hearted, earnest junior priest who becomes the audience's emotional anchor, a figure of genuine faith thrust into an impossible situation, even becoming an early suspect himself. His journey, which starkly contrasts his sincere belief with the manipulative, self-serving charade of the Monsignor, gives the film a richer emotional and thematic core than the more observational satire of its predecessors. It grounds the extravagant mystery in a very human struggle. Thirdly, the nuanced social commentary. The film's critique of religious extremism, opportunism, and the political weaponization of faith, often embodied by figures like a calculating right-wing author and a morally ambiguous politician within the church's orbit, is considered more sophisticated and compelling than the broader eat-the-rich narratives of the previous entries. It explores the dangerous allure of charismatic leaders and how faith can be exploited, offering a more challenging and thought-provoking analysis without ever becoming preachy. And finally, the Gothic aesthetic. The darker look and mood, complete with theatrical lighting, deep shadows, and the ancient stone church setting, delivers on the promised Gothic tone and powerfully separates it visually from the sun-drenched, glossy glass onion. It creates a sense of gravitas and foreboding that serves the more serious themes incredibly well. But, of course, no film is perfect, and Wake Up Dead Man isn't without its minor criticisms. A common one is that while the ensemble cast is undeniably stellar, several of the supporting characters and suspects are arguably underdeveloped or underutilized. The film's powerful focus on Father Judd, while a strength, means there's less time to flesh out the intricate motives and backstories of the entire eccentric flock, leaving some feeling like mere archetypes. Another point of contention for some reviewers is the convoluted revelation of the murder. While the locked room puzzle is genuinely clever in its setup, the final explanation of how the seemingly impossible crime was committed can feel for some a bit too complex or reliant on multiple specific elements. It involves not just one trick, but often several, perhaps multiple identical props, specific chemical reactions, perfectly timed mechanisms, and nested deceptions. This can make the climax feel less elegantly simple and more mechanically dense than the initial clean setup. And finally, a subtle point that might disappoint some fans: less Benoit Blanc. Due to the narrative centering so heavily on Father Judd's emotional journey and his unfolding story, Blanc is slightly more of a side character for large portions of the film. He's still the brilliant detective, but he often observes and guides rather than dominating every scene. While Daniel Craig's presence remains captivating, viewers tuning in primarily for his detective might find his screen time slightly diminished compared to the previous two films.
Part 3. Where does it stand? The verdict. So, the ultimate question remains: is Wake Up Dead Man the best, the most clever, or the most impactful murder mystery in the Knives Out series? And how does it stack up against the broader landscape of contemporary murder mysteries? Critics are generally placing this film very high, often just behind the original Knives Out, which holds a commanding 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, or in a compelling dead heat for the top spot. While the original might still be lauded for its groundbreaking reinvention of the genre, Wake Up Dead Man's puzzle is arguably the most mechanically intricate and impossible of the three, a true locked room masterpiece. But its cleverness extends beyond just the how. It resides equally in the emotional and thematic depth of the why, making the solution resonate on a much deeper level. In the broader murder mystery genre, the Knives Out series continues to stand as the gold standard for combining classic, intricate structure with incisive, contemporary social relevance. Wake Up Dead Man further cements this legacy, standing out for its maturity, its darker exploration of faith, and its willingness to delve into more uncomfortable themes. It contrasts sharply with the lighthearted, albeit brilliant satire of Glass Onion, demonstrating the incredible range and versatility of Rian Johnson's vision for this franchise. It proves definitively that the Knives Out franchise is not a formula to be replicated, but a genuine, evolving homage to the detective genre, using Benoit Blanc as a sharp, eccentric, and deeply human lens through which to examine modern anxieties and timeless human frailties. This is a triumph of puzzle box plotting combined with a surprisingly tender and at times harrowing story about finding true purpose amidst corruption and doubt. It's certainly a strong contender for one of the most clever, ambitious, and emotionally resonant whodunits of the decade, a true testament to the enduring power of a great mystery. What are your predictions for Wake Up Dead Man before you see it? Or what were your thoughts if you've already experienced this unique mystery? Which of the three films do you think has the most clever solution, and why? Let us know your theories and insights in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of cinema. Until next time, keep those detective hats on, and always look for the truth in the shadows.